Hi and welcome to our video channel. In this month's video vlog from Orange Genie Accountancy, we will be looking at what you need to know about assessing your IR35 status if you are engaged by a small end client. Since IR35 Reform came into force in April 2021, most contractors will be informed of their IR35 status by their end client, rather than determining it themselves. The exception to this is where your end client is defined as a small private company. In this case, you are still responsible for determining your own IR35 status. In this video, we'll look at the actions you need to take when this happens. So, let's get started. Firstly, let me remind you what IR35 is. IR35 is the colloquial name for the legislation that is designed to prevent so-called disguised employees from receiving a tax advantage by operating through a limited company, also called a personal service company, PSC. Being found inside IR35 has significant implications for the monies you take home. You should already be used to assessing your own IR35 status. After all, you should have been doing this before the reform. So, how do you know if you need to assess your own IR35 status? In practice, it's likely that either the recruitment agency or the client themselves will inform you if they are exempt as a small company. Your end client will be classified as a small private company if they satisfy two or more of the following criteria: an annual turnover of £10.2 million or less, a balance sheet total of £5.1 million or less, no more than 50 employees. Please note that there is no exemption for small public sector organisations. The new rules apply to all clients in the public sector, so whoever you contract within the public sector, they will be responsible for the IR35 assessment. So, if your end client is deemed to be small and you need to assess your own IR35 status, what do you need to think about? It is important that you carefully review your contracts and working practices to ensure you are accounting for taxes correctly, as you could face interest and penalties if you get it wrong. Here's what you should do. Engage specialist advice. Determining IR35 status is a complex and specialist task, and the consequences for getting it wrong can be severe. We would advise you to get an independent expert to review your contract and working arrangements, so you know for sure what your correct IR35 status is. Act if you are inside IR35. Your IR35 review may determine you to be inside IR35. At this stage, a specialist advisor may be able to suggest amendments to the contract or changes to the way you work that will allow you to work outside IR35. However, this will not be possible in every case, and if your expert advises that you're inside IR35, it's very important to act on this information. If you accept your inside IR35 position, you will need to look at other ways of working, such as via an umbrella company or direct with the end client. Gather evidence if you're outside IR35. It's important to protect your status and gather evidence to support it, in case it's ever challenged by HMRC. This includes making sure you don't drift inside by allowing your working practices to change over time. For example, don't request time off like an employee would. Politely inform your client of any absences. If work on a project must stop, for example due to an IT outage, don't ask for alternative work. Leave site and, if possible, attend an alternative client. Wherever possible, use your own equipment. Don't take part in your client's HR or appraisal processes. Don't manage your client's staff. Make sure you're identified on your client's phone lists as an independent contractor. It's also important to gather evidence in support of your status and keep clear records in case your status is challenged several years later. For example, inform your client by email when you're working from home or remotely, and keep copies in your IR35 file. Add a location to your timesheet to demonstrate your ability to work anywhere. If a project completes ahead of time, terminate early and record the new end dates. Ensure you provide your end client with a copy of your professional indemnity insurance, and again, keep a copy of this communication. The best way to take all these actions effectively when contracting with small end client is to collaborate with IR35 experts. Well, Orange Genie Accountancy are expert contractor accountants with expertise in IR35. So if you are contracting with a small end client and you are keen to find out more about how our IR35 experts can help you to get these right, please email info@orangegenie.com or call 01296 468 483.